Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another DOKURO reaction. It has been too long, and we're finally back. Quirky Person has requested this one, and apparently it belongs somewhere after Beacon and before Bacteriophage, before even a song called Ember. That was like an interlude, apparently. So I know roughly in the overall what this song is supposed to be in the narrative. That doesn't mean that I'll actually be able to make much sense of it. It really just depends on what DOKURO has in store for me. Even according to Quirky Person, this song is a little bit more different and more like an art piece than a song in the traditional sense. So I'm going in understanding that and not expecting something that's a normal song, and that's totally fine by me. So without further ado, let's go!
What do you think trust means to you?
Gotta get myself in the right headspace for this. It's been way too long.
If you want an honest answer, I don't know anymore. Many think it's the ability to share secrets with as much privacy as possible. Some see it as confidence in each other. Others may look at it as a tool to gain new favors while discarding old ones. The definition grew more convoluted as time went on, and I'm lost for what to even make of it.
I can already see what he means.
And what if I told you that trust can also mean hope?
I'd call you crazy, of course, but I know that what you're saying is true. You ever think they may be misguided for holding on to that much hope?
Obviously not.
And why is that?
Because I know they're trying. If not for themselves, then for you as well.
Well, it definitely feels like it's a conversation with oneself so far. Kind of internal monologuing in a way. Very break heavy. So I feel like these are just more or less I can't tell if these are supposed to be reflecting anything right now, I suppose. I would say it might be reflecting emotion so far, like what's going on in the head, the craziness, finding structure here, but that might not necessarily be the case. It's too early in. Gonna have more talk.
And what if that hope was built upon years of a flawed structure?
Yep.
Like, if they breached that trust, but they've been breaching for years, what then?
I'd be upset. This can't be avoided, unfortunately. Best thing you could do is to let go for the moment.
It still hurts though. I feel like I can't let go of something that's been in my life for that long. I feel like this could also be the reason.
I like that switch up on the rhythm there.
It's moments like these where I hate myself for not being able to resist the changes of the world around me.
Then you could try accepting yourself for who you are. Before you can find acceptance elsewhere.
there's that overwhelming quality where everything just kind of gets absorbed by noise. Resolving out to a chord. A lot of noise, but much more structure in the rhythm now. So I think I'm kind of on the right track so far. Slowing down. So I'm like really trying to take all this in and squeeze it for any detail I can. You kind of have to with the Dokuro. Reached another resolution there. Body's gone. Can't tell if that's a good or bad thing. I assume that's the end. Yeah. Okay, it's the end, but just in case anything appears at the end of it. Nope, okay. Just, you never know, you know, with like art pieces, they might throw in something there at the very end. Okay, so I do think I'm somewhere on the right track. I'm pretty sure that that was something like a conversation with oneself, like a conscience, and then like your inner voice, you know? I think that's the best way I could imagine it being. You could see it happening as like a conversation with a therapist, but I think the point of this, with the body being split and upside down, was supposed to be the same person, like their inner thoughts and kind of outer thoughts in a way. I'm not sure if there's supposed to be any sort of like undertone of like trans identity here. I don't know that much about Dokuro, but there might be something there if that is the case, because this would be a good way to show that as well. Similarly to like really any sort of like mental struggle you'd be going through. You would have this sort of like the me inside and the me that I am physically right now. I could totally see that being a factor as well. But I think given what I've seen through DM so far, that's probably not the case. And it's probably more just the generalized mental struggle of everything else. Like the brain that knows logic and can parse that information, and then the functional you that is experiencing that and trying to find some way to have a conversation is almost impossible half the time. Like I've mentioned in past videos, I struggle with very similar situations, or have struggled with similar life scenarios to Dokuro. And while they're all very different, there are definitely similarities between basically everybody's situations and the universal response that the brain kind of goes for through that point of logic. And again, it's a little bit different every single time you look at it, but there are definitely similarities too, and that's why I'm seeing this way. I think the reason I was seeing the trans potential is just because I've been listening to a lot of Jamie P and Flavor Foley, and that's like most of what their songs are, which is totally chill, but it has a similar vibe in some ways depending on the song you're listening to. And I get it, you know? I think this song does just what every other DM Dokuro song does well, which is playing with that soundscape of having the noise involved. It allows the song to get really messy and just like kind of cranks the extremes all the way up to the point where you couldn't even hear the voices near the end of their final conversation because like they're basically separating. Like they kind of mentioned, like, I'll talk with you in the future at some point if I can. And it's like, you never know if that's going to happen. Like if that point of your brain settling down long enough to be able to parse this sort of information out is ever going to happen again. And then you go back to that loneliness and back to the noise, and you don't have a way to get out of that again until God knows when, if it ever happens. So it's just kind of that, you know? I think that's largely what I have to say about this song. It was a fairly long one, not the longest. I have heard Mimic, but at the same time, it's probably their longest standalone story, that in having probably the least amount of lyrics, or in this case more of like spoken word, but also said the most about the specific scenario instead of being quite as vague and ambiguous as other songs from DM tend to be. And that's where like I have to analyze, I have to try and figure out what's going on. But this song was probably the most obvious one, to me at least. There could be some inconsistencies with my own thoughts. I might not be fully on the right track with like them talking to themselves, but that's why I love these songs. That's why I like DM Dokuro's vision of these. The fact that they are so vague, but at the same time are trying their best to make things clear. That feels like it's the entire point. So yet another banger from DM Dokuro. And kind of like Quirky said to me, this song is less of a song and more of like a performance art in a way. It's definitely trying to get a narrative ahead of itself rather than the music, which is mostly just there for background noise at the end of the day. There are definitely qualities of that, like the breakbeat then going to like a standard 4/4, which makes sense to me as like that confusion in the mind, and then suddenly being able to like kind of grab a hold of that sense for a second and then be able to have the second part of the conversation before it gets worse again. I think that that's the point of that, but deeper than that, the chords were doing what they were doing. I mean, it's what DM Dokuro does, just kind of shoving all of these chords and all of this sonic noise into the funnel and hoping that something will come out well. And once in a while, like the very end chord that we got and the one right before that section, the very beginning and very end of that section, were the only parts of this entire song where like the chords weren't either thin or complete nonsense. They had a full body to them. They had a lot going on, but they were still very clear. And then it got worse, and then it got better, and then it ended. And that's, again, just all of DM Dokuro's songs kind of in a nutshell at the end of the day. So I know that there's definitely going to be more. Quirky has warned me, quote unquote, that there will be more ones that they have to separate down to even further reactions to because of just the sheer amount that is coming. So I'll get to those, of course, as they come. And thank you all so very much for watching. If you have something else you want me to get to specifically, let me know in the comments below, and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if you don't want to do any of that, maybe just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that. And I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.